Hey, Kathie Owen here, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about things like reality transurfing and how to find advantage in everything, keep importance low, and outer intention high. So today I'm going to talk to you about my most frequently asked question, which is dropping importance. And that's probably because that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I like to start with the story. Back in the early 90s, I worked with my husband. Yeah. If you've ever worked with your spouse, you know what I'm talking about when I go, ugh. Because, especially mine, yeah. So he knew I could not add and subtract for anything. Numbers were not my thing. So what does he do? He puts me in charge of the checkbook. Yeah. I am horrible when it comes to numbers. And I think that has to do with my dad, who had a PhD in math and was trying to teach me math at a young age. And he's like way off the charts smart. And I'm over here going, I can't add and subtract. But my ex-husband could add and subtract just looking at numbers, just like thousands of numbers. 6 figures deep, he could just add them and subtract them super easily. So one day he decides he's gonna put me in charge of his checkbook. Not one day, he did it often, and usually the result was the same. So here I am doing the checkbook, and he goes, let me see the checkbook, a little while later, whatever. And this is back in the day before you had Quicken and all that stuff. You had to do the numbers in the little ledger. Yeah, yuck. I take the checkbook to him and I go, here's the checkbook. And he looks over it and yeah, you know what's gonna happen. Since he can add and subtract so well, he figured it out, and next thing was, in apprentice fashion, as Donald Trump would say, you're fired. Yeah, he'd say you're fired. Part of me was glad, part of me was sad. So I go down the stairs and my brother-in-law's down there. This is back in the day. So he's smoking a cigarette and he's going, what happened, Cadillac? Did you lose your job again? Yeah. I told him, yeah, because I was pretty upset. I mean, I just got chewed out because I couldn't add and subtract 7 plus 3 or whatever. Anyways, I told Doug, I said, don't worry, I'll get my job back. I sleep with the boss. And he got a kick out of it, and it was funny. And that happened several times. First of all, thing in that story is that's where I got my nickname, Cadillac. Yeah. Second thing in that story is I dropped importance. Vadim Seelan says in the book Reality Transurfing that a really good way to drop importance is to add humor. So what I did in that story was I added humor and I said, don't worry, I'll get my job back. I sleep with the boss. And I did. You've got to be able to laugh at yourself. And you got to be able to laugh at situations. And no, it is not toxic positivity. It is just the way it is. You don't have to laugh at everything like really, really bad things, but it is good to drop importance. And I've got lots of tips on that on my channel. I talk about it all the time. And, just you got to go with the flow. And the reason I came up with this story today is because over the weekend, I had an argument with my ex-husband's son. because he was acting like him. And yesterday's video was pretty much about that, about drawing boundaries, because what happened was I didn't draw any boundaries. That's where I was the problem. And I'm gonna put a link right up here of the picture of Sherry's theory in psychology. You stay in victor, or you're either a victim or a victimizer. And I chose to not go to victim or victimizer while he was victimizing me over me not holding my boundaries. And that's how I stopped from having guilt in that situation. So yesterday's video was all about guilt and all about drawing boundaries. It was a quick video, but that's something I forgot to include, is the fact that you can either, when somebody starts victimizing you over drawing boundaries, that's on them, not on you. And then you stay in victor by not playing into the guilt and by dropping importance. Yeah. So that's my video for today. I hope you liked it. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell on the side so that you never miss a video. Until tomorrow, peace out and namaste.